for this next session. I would like to, firstly, before I invite Teena onto the stage, do we have a little bit of background?
Thank you.
नहीं टपका, no ask.
I get it, Kunal. मैं समझती हूँ. It's okay. People drift apart.
तुझसे मिलके चैन आए और कब तक मुझे तड़पाएगी तू मेरे सपनों की रानी कब आएगी तू आई हो तू मस्तानी कब आएगी
Hidden injuries?
No.
ऑलकर तभी देना जब सब कुछ चेक कर लिया.
ईशान, she's fine. तुम जाके सोनिका मार.
स्पायरोमेट्री तो कर लेती, just to be sure.
ईशान, नित्या मेरी पेशेंट है and I'm sure.
अरे ऑक्सीजन के बगैर.
ईशान, stop. Nitya's fine.
Thank you. This is the innovation conference, but this is India, so there has to be a little bit of masala in our collaborative innovation conference, right? And as we said, it's business, it's science, technology, but it's also society and culture. And innovation should encompass all of those different facets. So without further ado, I would expect a hearty, warm, generous, boisterous welcome for Teena. Please, all welcome Teena Singh. Comfortable?
Yes, it's good.
Kem cho?
Is the mic on?
Is on. Kem cho? Saru che?
Majama.
There you go. Thank you. Where did we first bump into each other? It was about 10, 12 years ago. You remember?
At some music
It
festival.
was a jazz festival.
Yeah.
At Mehboob Studios
Yes.
with Anand and Ketki.
Yes.
And before you were famous.
Yes.
So you have an early love of music?
Yeah.
And which music zones or areas or genres do you like the most?
I like all music. I like all music as long as it's good music. All genres. I like techno. I like qawwali. I like ghazals. I like satsang, kirtan. I like every form of music.
But then what happened next was, after we met, or before we met, you worked in a bar. Now, it's not the standard journey of people who go into modeling and then acting to start in a bar in Goa. So tell us about how you got there and then how you then transitioned from the bar into the modeling world.
So I did not grow up watching Hindi films like most people who want to be actors. I have barely seen any Hindi films. I grew up like a tomboy. I was not interested in makeup. I used to play cricket with my father and my brothers every Sunday. And all of my life, I think it's been a series of events that's happened. I didn't plan for it. But what I did was, I'm very good at grabbing opportunities. So whenever an opportunity came, I was brave enough to say, hey, why not? Let me try this out. What's the worst that can happen? You'll fail. So what? So
and in that, actually, is the essence of innovation. You've got to be ready to fail. You've got to be ready to take a risk.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to try something.
Yeah.
It takes a certain kind of bravery. So that's something you've always had?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I get it, but I've always had it. Like, I'm just brave. I left home. I'm from Punjab, Ludhiana. My family did not, obviously, like any good Indian family, they didn't want me to get into the big bad world of Bollywood. And when I said I wanted to go to Bombay, they were like, have you lost your mind? No boy in our family has ever left Ludhiana. Like, this is not going to happen. So my father eventually, he said, okay, you can go to Delhi, maybe, but Bombay is not happening. So I took that. I was like, okay, Delhi is, one step closer. So, yeah, I went to Delhi and then, came to Bombay, but my family still didn't agree. But, yeah, I've been brave. I kind of said, okay, I don't want your help. I will figure it out on my own. So, yeah.
So, but how did you end up
How did I?
working in a bar?
Oh, yes. So, I also believe that, there's so much more to me than just being an actor or a model or like to any of us. So I was, this is many years back, this is about 15 years back, I went to Goa to do a yoga retreat. And
As you do, as we all do.
yeah, as we all do. And then post yoga every day, I would go to this bar in the evening and I would just hang out there. It's called Thalassa. It's not the Thalassa it is now. It used to be very, very different. It was, people had not discovered it yet. It was a very quiet place on the cliff. And I used to go there every day, and the owner there one day, she said, what are you doing here? I see you come here every day. What are you doing in Goa? I said, I'm doing this yoga retreat, and then I'm going to go back to Delhi. So she said, I would like a pretty face like you behind my bar. And I was like, what do you mean? She said, I'll pay you. Will you bartend for me while you're here already? So I said, okay.
No one ever asked me questions, by the way.
So yeah, she said, I'll pay you, I'll give you a place to stay, your meals and your drinks are on the house, and somebody else will make the drinks, you just have to serve them. I was like, great. So
Good deal.
that's how it happened. Maraketti, the owner of Thalassa,
yeah.
who's now my godmother.
Right, see, when I went to Thalassa, everybody was dancing on the tables. It wasn't a very quiet place. It's become a very, very different place
But,
now.
Yeah, that's the Thalassa now.
Right.
Yeah.
So, the cocktails, what cocktails were you really good at making, and what, if you made it, should I avoid?
So I think I make very good cocktails, but my cocktails are without sugar. I think a lot of people here may not like the idea of a no sugar cocktail, but I'm saying this, I know this is not popular opinion, considering I'm in Ahmedabad, but sugar is not really good for you guys. Try and avoid it as much as you can.
Nobody cares here, okay?
I know.
I've been down that road.
Just putting it out there. You can take it or leave it. But so yeah, I make great cocktails, but without sugar. But they taste really, really good. I make a great Negroni. I make margaritas.
Is it as good as my margarita?
No. His margaritas, you have to be invited to Prashant's Christmas parties to try his homemade margaritas. He makes the best ones.
I do blow people's head off with my margaritas. I have
You're
to
all
say.
invited next Christmas.
I don't know if I can do it in Gujarat now without being arrested.
Oh.
That's a bit of a problem. There.
Yes.
So, how did you get from Goa then into your first modeling assignment?
So I was bartending in Goa, and then I fell in love with a Bombay boy. And then we were dating for a bit, and then he said, why don't you move to Bombay? And, let's give this a real shot, because honestly, long distance relationships suck. So I said, okay. So I moved to Bombay to be with this guy, and then, somebody called me. I'd gone to a friend's birthday party, and then somebody called me the next day saying, I'm an ad film producer and I make ads, so would you like to work in this ad? And I was like, shit, I've never done this before. I don't even know how to say a line. Like, I can't even deliver a dialogue without, I was so nervous. And this person said, there's no line. You just have to, press the toaster, and you have to place the plate so that the toast pops into it. I was like, yeah, that's easy. I can do that. And she's like, I'll pay you 15,000 rupees for it.
That's good money.
And
yeah.
that's when I was like, okay, yeah, let's try this.
I had, and I take every opportunity to show you this. Do you want to see my acting career? Have you seen it?
Let's see
I'm
it.
going to show you. It'll hopefully come out.
आसमां चूमे सर तेरा तेरा नूर है सबसे
In life, when you make it big, the world sees you differently.
तेरा नूर है सबसे बड़ा तेरा नूर है सबसे बड़ा
Welcome to the world of big. Introducing the all-new Honda Amaze, the big move.
Thank you. Now I got paid 20,000 rupees for my
Right?
first assignment.
A lot more than I did.
But that was the beginning and end of my acting career. And you can see why. Where did I go wrong?
Do you know how to do the tumka?
I think that's what it is, right? I need to do the Bollywood shuffle.
Yeah.
Can you be,
Oh, God.
yeah. I think, can you teach me? I think I can't do the dance, probably, right? So I think maybe you can teach me a dancing move.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Which song did you choose?
Teena Singh.
Now whatever
Did you choose
have,
this one?
babe,
All right, come
you
on.
can make the homeroom stare, but you know that my favorite is when you're rocking that this is way.
ਉਹ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਸੂਟ ਸੂਟ ਕਰਦਾ ਉਹ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਸੂਟ ਸੂਟ ਕਰਦਾ ਸੂਟ ਕਰਦਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ
what I'm
ਸੂਟ ਸੂਟ ਕਰਦਾ ਉਹ ਨੀ ਤੂੰ ਲੱਗਦੀ ਪੰਜਾਬਣ ਲੱਗਦੀ ਪਟੋਲਾ ਲੱਗੇ ਨੀ ਤੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਖ ਨੀ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਸੂਟ ਸੂਟ ਕਰਦਾ ਉਹ ਨੀ ਤੂੰ ਲੱਗਦੀ ਪੰਜਾਬਣ ਲੱਗਦੀ ਪਟੋਲਾ ਲੱਗੇ ਨੀ ਤੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਖ ਨੀ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਸੂਟ ਸੂਟ
I can't act. I can't sing.
You can dance.
Just about, but not as good. So you can see where I went wrong and where your career took off. So tell us, it started with modeling.
Yeah.
And you suddenly became the face of India. I don't know what happened. Me and all our Bombay friends were like, Teena's everywhere. She's the face of India. It's like, what happened? What an acceleration, what an explosion of attention that you had. Tell us how that happened.
It happened. When I got this first opportunity, and then I think my first 2-3 opportunities were just presented to me on a platter. And then I kind of got interested, and I said, okay, random people are walking up to me and offering me stuff. Why don't I go to auditions and give this a real shot? So I started going to auditions every day. I was doing like 3 auditions every day for ad films. And yeah, I was auditioning and I was getting selected. And, it was universe, the grace of God. I think my father's blessings, who's sitting up there. Yeah.
And you what was and it's, you became the Nescafe girl. That was a big moment.
Yeah.
For you in your career.
Yeah.
And how did that feel, being so prominent? And I'm just walking around the streets of India and seeing your face on all the billboards everywhere. How did you feel? Did you feel on top of the world? Did you feel scared, excited?
No, I felt very good, but I remember it was a big defining moment for me because, my mother called me, and my mother has never supported this journey or dream. Like, no one back home supported this. So she called me and she said, no nobody in our family has even gotten this far. Nobody in our extended family has ever gotten to be the face of a brand. So I'm proud of you. Well done. And now you come back to Ludhiana.
And get married.
And get married to some rich Punjabi guy, you know. And I was like, okay, great. Finally, my mother acknowledges something, you know. So I think that was the defining point for me.
Did it look like it was ever going to end, or was there a change in attention?
From
the doing so many ads, and then there was a bit of a lull after that. So what happened? What was the attention that the advertisers gave you, and then did they take it away? What changed?
No. So I'll tell you, I'm what you call, by definition, a neophiliac. I'm not defined by one thing. I don't like to define my life as, oh, I'm an actor, I'm a model. I like to do different things in life. So there was a time I was in every 5th commercial, you know. And then I got so bored of it, because eventually it's like, you're doing the same thing. You're looking at a screen, you're pouting, you're smiling, you're waving. Eventually, it's the same 5 things that you're doing, you know. And I must have done 150 commercials, and then I said, what now? I mean, this is great money, but I don't like to live in my comfort zone. I hate being in my comfort zone. I need to be challenged. So I just quit advertising. So that was the lull. I said, I don't want the ad world anymore. And then I started going out to, like, you know, I said, let's try long format. Then I started auditioning for films and web series and, you know, bigger parts, more challenging stuff.
And can you explain some of the roles that you got and how that made you feel? Because you've acted alongside from the Bollywood superstars.
How did it make me feel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, honestly, for me, acting opposite anybody is really exciting. A lot of people have asked me this, you know, oh, how was it like to act with Shahid Kapoor? Or, yeah, it feels great. You feel validated. You feel happy that I'm, you know, cast opposite a superstar. But I think for me, even if you put me in front of like a not so famous actor, I just love the craft so much that it's all the same.
So how did you learn the craft?
By like doing it. I learned it on the job. I literally learned on the job. Like when I see my first few ads, I cringe because I'm like, oh my God, I could have done this so much better, you know, but that's every artist's, every time you look back at your previous work, you're like, oh God, I could have done this better. This is my expression is so off. But you learn, you grow.
So it was your sister that was actually theatrically trained, is that right?
Yes.
Did she give you some advice?
How did you know that?
I done my homework.
Yeah, so basically my mother is a theater teacher in Punjab, and my sister is the kid my sister grew up doing theater, and I was the rebel. So whenever my mom said, do something, I would do the opposite. So when my mom told me, you know, as a child, she would be like, why don't you train? Why don't you do theater? Since my mother is a very active part of the Punjabi theater culture. And I was like, no, my mother's saying this. I'm not going to do it. So every time, like if you said right, I would go left. I was such a rebel throughout childhood. So I never took up theater. And my sister is the one who grew up doing theater. And then, but she was doing it, you know, as a hobby. And then nobody really wanted to be in the movies. And then once I started acting, suddenly everybody in the family wanted to act. My sister is also acting now. My mother's acting now. My mother never did anything beyond theater, but now she's acting in films.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
So you're in Bollywood, and you're being cast alongside these superstars, and your world is really taking off in a whole new direction. Did you feel like an outsider? Because you're one of us, in a way. You're not part of the Bollywood royalty. So Did you feel like an outsider? Were you welcomed?
They make it a point to make you feel like an outsider.
Right.
But I think all of us are equally, to blame because, I'm sure all of you here, whenever there's a Sara Ali Khan film or all these Janvis and whatever, whenever their film is releasing, all of you have so much excitement, and even if it's a bad film, you guys go and watch. Luckily, it's changing. So yeah, guys, please support good talent, whether it's an outsider, insider, whatever. Just go watch good films, support good talent, and don't get caught up with like the surname or the last name, because a lot of them are honestly not talented. So all of us have to take it on ourselves to promote good cinema.
Which brings me onto the point, if you're an outsider, the way the world operates and the industry operate and the way you think, there's going to be a collision.
Yeah.
So were your thoughts
Yeah.
welcomed when you spoke up? Because you're not a shrinking violet. You're not, well, you're Punjabi for starters, so you're not going to not speak your mind.
Yeah.
But when you confronted those collision of values and attitudes, did you keep quiet or did you speak up?
It's a mix of both. You have to learn when to shut up, but also I'm very free-spirited, and I'm also there's very few filters. Yeah, and you upset people. A lot of people will not like you for being honest, but I mean,
It didn't stop you.
It didn't, yeah. Like, for example, when you go to see a film, like if you're invited to a premiere, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, it was a great film. If it's a terrible film, I'm not going to maybe say it's a terrible film, but I'll be like, yeah, it was okay. But like a lot of people in the industry will come out of a screening and be like, oh my God, this was the best film I've ever seen. I don't see myself doing
You
that.
don't do inauthenticity.
Yeah, I can't.
You always-
Inauthenticity, I can't.
You've always been very authentic, and I think that's what our friends group and all the people that know you love about you, which is why you're here today. Now, some of the films that you did were quite, not controversial, but the reaction to it, some of the films...
They were controversial.
was controversial.
Yeah.
Because I think if you're in the public eye and you come from that industry, you're kind of taught to be immune to what people say about you. Now, if you're normal, it's hard to be immune and be desensitized to what people think about you in the street. If somebody comes up to me and says not nice things, I find it not hard to not react, frankly. And you had that same instinct. So do you just want to narrate, you know what I'm getting onto here, right? Some of the scenes that happened where people were trolling you and would write awful things to you on the messaging, the DMs that you see were frankly disgusting and awful. Was while the rest of the industry turned a blind eye to this, and many of the actors, you confronted this head on with incredible courage. Please educate our audience about what happened here.
So I think I have been brought up with, like, I think my mom's a very, very strong woman. So I think I've been brought up with a lot of strength. I have been told always that you never have to feel like you're not as strong as the men. So, I've just always been taught not to take bullshit from anyone. Like, be nice to people, be kind, but don't take shit. I remember there was this phase when, Kabir Singh had just released. And, I'm sure you've all seen the film. It's a sort of like a flirtatious scene between the guy and the girl. And just soon after, COVID hit. And, I think there were too many jobless guys in India that started sending me, like I was getting dick pics every day. I was getting really cheap, vulgar messages saying, and most of them said stuff like, I mean, I don't understand how men think, but like it's really bizarre because a lot of men message me saying, I would like to hold you on the kitchen counter like Shahid Kapoor did, like Kabir Singh did.
It's random and
Like,
offensive.
yeah, like, I would like to like grab you and push you on the kitchen counter.
How did you react to these messages when they started? And it wasn't, a lot of these messages came in.
Yeah.
How did you react to it?
I reacted like I have been taught, like the daughter of my father. First I took screenshots. Girls, all the girls here, please take screenshots. They are your best friends, okay? Whenever a guy sends you nasty shit, take screenshots. Because I promise you, eventually they're going to delete the message and when you show it to someone, they'll be like, no, she's lying. I never sent it. But guess what? I've got the screenshot. So that happened with me a lot, because they would write nasty shit and then you can delete it on Instagram. I was like, hey, asshole, I've got the screenshot. You can delete your nonsense.
But you replied to these.
No, I didn't reply. Some of them have the audacity, some of them have open profiles, and they're sending me these messages. I mean, I'm smart. I was a topper in school, so I've gone to their open profile. I've stalked who their wife, father, mother, whatever is, and I've sent a picture of their dick pic to their wife, to their father, to their mother, and said, this is what your son's thing looks like. I don't want to see it. Why am I seeing your son's thing? I don't want to see it. Please control him, So that's what happened. And then soon enough, no man was ever sending me a dick pic or a nasty message again. So
what courage to take on this kind of attitude up front in a way that the industry didn't do it at all. Were you supported by the industry for confronting this kind of behavior, or did they say, Teena, just be quiet, this is... I
was supported by a few, but most people, not just in the industry, most people in the world will tell you things like, chorna, jane dena, ignore kar. Most women are told, ignore kar. Anything, ignore na, chhod rehne de. Why? Why should the girl ignore? Why shouldn't the men learn to behave themselves? Why should the girls keep ignoring, and for how long? So a lot of people didn't support, but I mean, I'm not the kind of girl who needs support. I am a one-man army.
Well, you've got frankly, I would never mess with any Punjabi woman, and least of all, Teena Singh. And of Sunil, I'm sure you're aware, Sunil, I'm sure he's married to a Punjabi, so he understands exactly the attitude.
Yes.
So, I want to go in early, because I'm sure we've got a lot of questions from the audience. Does anybody want to ask Teena Singh some questions? She's got an incredible life story, and she's only just beginning, obviously. Can we get a mic around to some questions? Hands up, please. Yeah, anybody got some questions?
No one has any questions.
Yeah, here first. The mic here, please, so everybody can hear.
I liked your story and the way you were bold to take steps. But if I may understand, everyone has a motivator or a role model. For you, who is your role model?
I think so many people, my mother to begin with. My mother, the kind of thing she was doing in Punjab, in Ludhiana, 30, 40 years back, she was a trailblazer. My mother is a theatre teacher. She teaches theatre. She is an MBA teacher. She's studying, now she's 58, she's studying law. So, and she's always been really brave. And my father in certain ways, and I would also say, over the years, I think some of the, I would have to say 1 or 2 men that I've dated, I think there's so much to learn from everyone. So, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. More questions? All right, while you're thinking about some questions, now me and Teena both went to the Kumbh Mela And you spent you spent a few days there, right?
We did.
I managed to go in there for 2 days, and I did their dipki thing as well. So I'm going to show you what Teena looks like at the Kumbh, and then you'll see what a mere mortal does at the Kumbh. Please show.
महाकुंभ है महाकुंभ है महाकुंभ है महाकुंभ है महाकुंभ है महाकुंभ है महाकुंभ है
In your
महाकुंभ है महाकुंभ है
How many of you went to the Kumbh?
One second before that question.
That's it?
I did my dipki in a proper Gujarati ganji and chadi laina. All right? Chadi laina dipki kari. Chadi perina. I did it like a proper Indian. I didn't wear any swimming costume. All right? You look so much more glamorous than me in the Kumbh even. So. Anyway, next question. Any more questions? How did you find the Kumbh experience, by the way? How was that for you?
It was intense.
Yeah.
It was overwhelming. I have never seen so many people in one place at one time, but quite magical.
Yeah?
Yeah, quite magical.
I found it a hard experience.
Yeah, it is hard. It's not Bandra.
It's so bad. It's like beer like you've never felt or seen before in your life. You think Ahmedabad traffic has beer, you wait to go to... Who went to the Mahakumbh Mela? Put your hand up. Who did the dipki? A few people, not so many people anyway, all right.
But you know, can I tell you?
Yeah.
I don't like Bombay traffic at all. And I remember coming back from the Kumbh.
Yeah.
And I was on my way back from the airport to home. And Bombay seemed so shant and
peaceful.
silent and peaceful because the Kumbh was so crazy. Bombay sounded so peaceful. I was like, wow, Bombay was so peaceful.
Yeah, I think that's why the government must promote sending all of us to Kumbh, 400 million of us. So when we go back to our cities and villages, we think, hey, this is such a nice place to live in comparison.
You learn to appreciate it.
Questions? Any more questions for Teena?
It's right here.
Yeah.
Teena, what's that one advice that you would like to give to young people who are entering this field, this entertainment sector?
I would say if your mother did not marry Boni Kapoor or Mahesh Bhatt, don't do it. Honest truth. Or if you still want to do it, make sure you need to be really resilient, you need to be really thick-skinned because it's not an easy place for an outsider. You will go through a million heartbreaks, you will get rejected, you will get replaced, you will get thrown out from projects overnight. So if you're not thick-skinned, if you don't have a really solid, strong heart, don't do it. Or wait for the next lifetime and make sure your mom marries Boni Kapoor. Honest advice.
Buggy, you had a question? Yeah, we're giving the mic. Please, we want to have some quick-fire questions for Teena, please. Girls, boys, everybody. Please,
Okay, so
please come in.
My colleague has asked that what is the chances for a youngster and what is your advice? What is your advice for me? Like, what do you do? What is the opportunity of career?
To be an actor?
He's an
Yes?
Buggy works
Sure.
he works in accounts, by the way. So he's got a
accounts.
background in accounts.
Are you willing to go and stand in queues and give auditions?
No, actually, I hate queues.
No.
It's only called the glamour world. It's not really glamorous. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of hustle. It's a lot of hard work when you're on set, but it's double the hard work to get the work. So if you're not willing to hustle, don't do it.
Thank you. It seems that you had a lot of hard work.
All of us. Unless, like, my mom tells me, why aren't you doing 5 more films? I'm like, why didn't you marry Boni Kapoor, mother?
I wish you will be, superstar.
Thank you.
See, when I did that one advert, the person came up to me and said, you have a very interesting face. Right? So I didn't actually audition. And that's what somebody said to you, is that right?
Yes. Yes.
Is that how it all starts? You have
Yeah.
a very interesting face.
Because in ads, they're always looking for interesting faces.
See, I think Buggy has a very interesting face.
Yes.
Don't you think, Teena?
Yeah. You do.
You have potential.
But you have to start liking cues a little bit.
All right, who else have we got? Let's have a few hands coming up. Yeah, Claudio, please.
Hi, Tina. It's here.
Hi.
I have to be honest, I don't know much about Bollywood, the Bollywood world. But,
Neither do I.
but you have done advertisements, you have done series, movies. So what is going to be your next challenge? Because you want always to move forward, if I understood.
I think I've already taken on my next challenge. I think you are aware. So I was shooting for multiple projects, and then I got really burnt out because I was shooting back to back, and then I wanted to take like a 3-4 month just like an off because I wanted to recover. So I said, what can I do next with my life? And there was one other thing that really was calling out to me. So now, as of December 2024, I'm also a certified yoga teacher. So that's the new journey.
Fantastic. You're going back to the origins.
Yeah, because I feel like it's one life, no? You cannot define yourself with just one role. There's one life, try as many new things, see what really sets your soul on fire.
Thank you.
I'm sure your yoga class will be very popular.
Come, do a class.
I won't say no. All right, over here. Please stand up and give her a mic as well.
So how was your experience with male-dominant society or the male-dominant industry in which you were working as an
Great
actress?
question.
It is, it's a male-dominated world. We can choose to acknowledge it or not, but it is, right? You just have to learn to navigate it and maneuver it, and especially people in the industry. I feel like people have really solid egos, so it's a very you have to manage egos really well. Like if I remember when I was new, if somebody gave me a script to read, and if I didn't like the script, when I was new, I would say something like, oh, I've seen so many movies that have the same script or something like that, but people here get so offended because their egos are so fragile. So you have to find innovative ways to say no. Now when I don't want to do a project, I say something like, oh, I don't have dates. My dates are busy, because you can't tell them, oh no, I don't like your script. So you have to learn how to maneuver it, yeah. Be tactful, which is a very hard thing for me to do.
A question at the back here. Please stand up. Thank you. Get a mic. Rush a mic back out. We still got time for a couple of more questions after this. So if you please take the chance.
Hello. So Teena, my question is to you. You got the opportunity, whatever the job offer, whatever the advertisement offer was there. So if you are in future going to offer something to someone, anyone, so what qualities are you looking in that particular any job offer or anything, whatever you will be employed?
Sorry, I didn't get the question.
Okay, so
I have to give a job offer to someone.
As in future, if you are able to provide something like a job in an industry or roles or something, so what are what qualities you see in that person?
Okay, if I want to hire someone, yeah, correct?
Yes.
See, I think the number one quality that I look for when I'm hiring people to work with is to be a problem solver. I've seen most people, when you give them a problem, when you give them a situation, they will say things like, "Arey, ye to nahi ho sakta." I really value and like people who say, "Okay, this is a problem. I will figure it out." I think that takes you very far in life, because I think I have gotten wherever I have by saying, okay, I don't know this, but I can figure it out. I will learn, I will grow, I will innovate, and I will figure it out. I think that.
We have a word for that in Gujarati. Where's Mitesh? Please stand up. Where's Mitesh? Kya chhe Mitesh? Mitesh? Gayo? Mitesh kya chhe? There's a word for this in Gujarati.
What's it called?
Tejas hai.
Tejas hai.
Tejas hai. They'll figure it out. They'll sort it out.
Correct.
All right. Now you also have as well as doing yoga, you're kind of working on interior design, sofa design. How's your sofa design coming along? It was driving you mad when I spoke to you last year.
It was.
You were now in a different phase of looking from going from Bollywood. You're looking at very simple, homely things like yoga and lifestyle and your home life. Tell us about your home life and creating your nest, creating your home.
So I feel like there are different phases of your life, and each phase demands a different version of you. I think, I had this rebellious phase when growing up, I was rebellious. Then when I left home, I was rebellious. Then when I came to Bombay, I was, really ambitious and hungry and, chasing a dream. But I told myself, once I have this amount of money in my bank account, I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to, get into yoga. I'm going to do a lot of soul searching and spiritual work, which I believe is very, very, very important. And I think 2.5, 3 years back is when I hit that number in my bank account. I don't believe in I think it's very important to take breaks. It's very important to do things that nourish your soul, because I don't think we were put on this planet to just pay your bills every day. You're not meant to just go to work, come back, pay your bills every month and die. There's got to be more to life than that. So, I hit that amount 2-3 years back, and that's when I said, okay, I'm going to go on a little bit of a journey. So that's the homely side, I think.
Have you finished designing your sofa?
I have. So I've been in this little bit of a spiritual phase the last 2 years. I'm also designing, I'm also interior designing my new home. It's almost ready. And almost. I think another month. Yeah. So that's the sofa design bit he's talking about.
Right, because we had a good conversation on sofa design.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're nearly there. Any more questions, or is our last question to you? All right.
As an actress, you have very good communication and storytelling skills. How can we develop in ourselves?
Live life, experience more and more life. That's all I would say. Again, don't limit yourself to just going to work every day and coming home, watching Netflix. There has to be more to life. Travel, meet people, explore, experience life. Because that makes you it makes you a full rounded person.
Okay.
Thank you. Great question. So, was I right in understanding you received a Women Achiever Award?
Yes.
Please tell us about this Women Achiever Award of the Year that you received.
So this was in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I got this award for the Women Achievers, but it was not just any Women Achievers Awards. It was the Environmentalist. So also, again, I'm going to say this, guys, please take care of the environment. Try and limit single-use plastic. These Bisleri bottles that we drink from. I know it's really convenient, but try and get your own. All of you have a water bottle at home. Try and carry your own water and your own bottle. So, try and limit using this, because honestly, I know it doesn't look like it, but the planet is going to go through a very, very bad time because of this that we are doing. So just please be mindful and conscious and try and do your small little bit for the planet.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah.
I'm just going to round up here. Is there anything else you wanted to share with the audience in terms of wisdom? Okay. So I just wanted to kind of round up and say Teena's a very courageous lady. And she always kind of refers to her roots, her heritage, where she comes from, and makes a contrast. You certainly can take a girl out of Punjab, but you never let the Punjabiness come out of the girl, that's for sure, in terms of your very candid, forthright, polite, but firm kind of activism, I would say, in what you've done. And you're a real inspiration and a hero to many people from all over the country. So congratulations to you for building your own world in the world of modeling and acting, but doing it your own way and not following anybody else's path. So look, a huge round of applause for Teena Singh.